Indianapolis Colts went out there yet again and dominate their opponent. This time, it was the Tennessee Titans, and Johnathan Taylor in the MVP discussion. Danny Dimes in it a little bit as well. Do not listen to the national media. This Colts team is absolutely a Super Bowl contender. I think that multiple things can be true at one time. I'm not doing this, obviously, so we can have baseline discussions, so I can just make a point, you know what I mean? And this is why we love the comments and everything as well. But I made the last Colts article, and a Colts fan told me that this is the best that they felt about a team in over 30 years of watching the team. Shout out to that guy. I hope you're still watching, still with us. But that was an awesome thing to read because this Colts team is that good. Now, do they have flaws? Yes. I think that their defense can be hit up, that they can be attacked. And maybe, perhaps, if you get it to be a high-scoring game, maybe Danny Dimes won't be able to match score for score some of the best quarterbacks in the league if that defense can't keep up. But up to this point, I mean, we don't have any evidence of that. And again, two things can be true. Are they beating a lot of bad teams? Yes. However, they did beat the Broncos. I know it was a leveraging call, but all the Broncos wins seem kind of fluky. So I would give them credit for that if the Broncos are sitting there at 6-2. And the team that they lost to, got to look at their loss as well. They lost to the Los Angeles Rams. I don't remember who was at home in that game, but they lost to the Rams by 7, and they lost because their wide receiver dropped the ball in the end zone. And then after that, Johnathan Taylor was about to get a touchdown, and he had a holding. Dimes did have 2 picks in that game. But I just think right now we just got to look at the Colts for what they are. They aren't just beating people. They're absolutely smoking the teams in their path. And they're dominating on both sides of the football. And besides all that, it doesn't look like it's just a talent thing. And I think that's the reason that they're almost not getting credit for some of these wins, because it hasn't been a talent, you know what I mean, discrepancy. But, and just let's go through it real quick. They've beaten the Dolphins, suck. Broncos, good, really good. Titans, suck. Raiders, suck. Lost to the Rams. Cardinals, they suck, but they only beat them by 4, but that was the Jacoby Brissett Cardinals. That team, by the way, had a lead on the Packers into the fourth quarter. Everyone's like, what's wrong with the Packers? Well, the Packers are 5-1-1, and they lead the conference. So that Cardinals team, pretty good. Chargers, they beat the Chargers by 2 touchdowns, and it could have been 3. It was looking bad. And this game, the Titans. So, I mean, they've played 3 playoff teams. They're 2-1 against those teams. I would consider the Chargers right now a playoff team. And they're 2-1 against those teams with a close win, a close loss, and a complete beatdown of what people tell me is a top 5 quarterback. Now, I don't believe he's a top 5 quarterback. I think he's top 10 in Herbert. But that's just what people tell me. So I think if you take Herbert seriously, you take the Chargers seriously, you got to take the Colts seriously. If you don't, if the argument is that the Colts at this point can't beat the Chiefs or the Bills with Josh Allen, okay. I mean, fair. And they might not beat those teams, but I would give them a better chance, I think, than most to win. I wouldn't pick them, to be fair, Colts fans. I'm sorry. Sorry to let you down. But I also don't think it's some they would be overmatched thing. I think it'd be a close game. And ultimately, am I picking Patrick Mahomes over Daniel Jones? Yeah. Am I picking Patrick Mahomes over most quarterbacks in NFL history? Yes. Am I taking Josh Allen as an MVP and as a freak over Daniel Jones? Yes. Am I taking Josh Allen over any quarterback in the league that's not Hurts, my guy, or Mahomes in a playoff game? Yes, because he beats all of them except for Mahomes. And even the Hurts thing, he hasn't played him yet in the playoffs. So I think it's a little unfair if we're just going to put their standard at, okay, they're not going to beat that team in the playoffs. That's fine. Right now, they have been a complete machine. They're on fire, and they're smoking people. And their offense is the best in the NFL. And I don't think their offense is a fluke. I think what they do is repeatable, and they do it every week. With running the ball, using the best running back right now in the league, and Johnathan Taylor, why he's in the MVP discussion. Tyler Warren looks like one of the best tight ends in the league every time you watch the film. I would say Tucker Kraft had one great game. I'm trying to think, but other than even Tucker Kraft, because Kelsey's a little older, Gadsden, I'd put Gadsden up there for what he's been doing recently. But a lot of tight ends don't have the explosive property that Tyler Warren does, where they throw him a screen, and sometimes normally that screen will go for like 10 yards, or you run in the red zone, get a touchdown. Bro, he breaks off like 20, 25 yards on that thing, and he just is open all the time. And that's the other thing. I don't think it's fluky because guys are wide open, and I don't think it's because every defense they play is completely trash. I just think the schemes are that good. I mean, the Chargers, they had the Chargers relook at their entire existence. Like, this isn't who we are. We're a defensive team, and I was stunned. I actually picked the Chargers to win that game like an idiot, but I was stunned that the Colts just overwhelmed them like that. And to me, that's kind of the thing. Now, we're going to see them against other teams, but this is another game. Offensively and defensively, they just overwhelmed the Titans. And I think it's even more impressive because I don't think they're that much talented. I think they're that much talented, more talented than the Titans, perhaps. But I don't think they're that much more talented than most teams. And I'm just looking at Johnathan Taylor in this game. 12 rushes, 153 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had a receiving touchdown for 19 yards where he made a play. Daniel Jones, 21 for 29, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's like, guys, the stuff that they're doing is very duplicable, and it's open. Pittman, this time it was his game, 8 catches, 95 yards, a touchdown. Pierce, 69 yards. Tyler Warren, 53 yards. I mean, these aren't like, I don't know how to explain it. They have a lot of good receivers. Buckner got a sack. They actually got 4 sacks this game. They're top 10 in getting sacks as well in the NFL. They do get pressure. Their defense isn't great. I think they're well coached with Lou Anarumo, but their defense is not great. Now, they were missing Kenny Moore up to this point, so that might have had an impact. And you saw him on blitzes in this game, really out there making plays. But I just think Dimes right now, he's playing with such confidence. And this game, he reeled it back a little bit to just not be turnover prone. But, I mean, he just lets it fly. And the ball is accurate. I mean, the one catch with Pittman, one hand, like, these guys are talented, like, but it's not just pure talent. Like, Pittman made a play. These guys can make plays. Taylor had an 80-yard touchdown run in this game. He's obviously their best player. But it's like when I see, and I'm just going through the possession right now because I'm looking at my notes. But when you see, you go, Johnathan Taylor run for 15 yards. Tyler Warren catch 20 yards. JT run for 10 yards. JT run for 20, where he stops in the hole, stutter steps, cuts it back and gets a touchdown. Like, you can say, like, oh, that's Jay, but the Tyler Warren 20-yard catch, this is like, oh, shit, we have to watch that. They throw bombs. And that is a formula. My Eagles run that with Hurts, and that's where Steichen's from, and you see he's incorporated it, and it's a problem. Because it's like, and they throw it intermediate as well, but it's like, shit, we either got to put the safeties back to stop the pass or put them up to stop the run. We can't really go halfway because if we keep bringing the safeties up, they're going to throw bombs. If we play them back, JT's going to cook us. So it's tough right now. The Colts are a great team, at least offensively. And are they going to win the Super Bowl? Are they going to go to the Super Bowl? I'm not sure. But I do think that completely discounting them because of their schedule or because of Daniel Jones is a little bit much. Just a little bit much because of what they've been doing to teams. Now, they have to continue it, obviously, throughout the regular season. They play the Steelers next, and then they play the Falcons Sunday morning. Those 2 games are incredibly big, and I'm super excited for them. Then they get a bye week, and then you get the Chiefs. So I do expect the Colts to win both those games, but I also think that they are litmus tests, not major litmus tests. They should win them, but they're better than the Titans and the Dolphins and some of the teams that they've been playing. So it is a little bit of a middle ground. So I'm excited to see for sure with this Colts team. They're getting to the point. They are a fun team, but they're almost it's awe-inspiring. They're so efficient just down the field. You're like, bro, how is this just all this working? And I am talking poignantly to one person, Nick Wright, who keeps saying that they're not contenders. He keeps saying it might be like a magic trick. It's not. It's Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen is that good at what he does. People will be wide open, especially with a run game with Johnathan Taylor. Steichen had a winning record with Anthony Richardson, who might never see the light of day, right? So, and he got Gardner Minshew to one game from the playoffs. Like, we can't act like Steichen hasn't been doing this for a while. It just took someone who was competent to kind of take it to the next step, and Daniel Jones is playing much better than competent. So I'm excited about the Colts. I like where they are. They stand alone, not only just in the conference, but in the NFL standings. They're 3 games up of the Jags right now, far, far and away. They're a game up on the Broncos, but they also beat the Broncos. They did a tiebreaker against them. They're up 1 on the Patriots. They don't play the Patriots. And I guess the next one you would say is they're 2 up on the Chiefs, and they do play the Chiefs in 3 weeks. So I'm very interested, obviously, to continue to watch this Colts team. We get to watch them go up a little bit in competition, although I think with that Steelers defense, they're going to rip them to shreds too. But we do get to see them go up a little bit in competition, so I'm excited to see that as we continue with this incredible season for the Indianapolis Colts. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please watch some of the other videos on the site. I've created a playlist with each and every football team, and every week we will be going over those games. I'm really loving this, enjoying it, and hoping you guys are as well. Of course, like, subscribe, and if anyone wants to sponsor, we're looking for Lumia Sports Productions is looking for sponsors. Shout us out. We will shout you out during the video. Thank you guys again for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy.